Boris Johnson is reportedly ready to sue the civil service over what he calls a lockdown stitch-up. Now, in my view, it's the civil service that needs to be investigated, not Boris Johnson, Suella Braverman and co. This idea of impartial, diligent little workhorses with impeccable moral compasses beavering away behind the scenes is at odds with what we can see happening with our own eyes. We're being asked to believe that this steady drip, drip, drip of leaks and briefings against hugely popular right-wing, Brexit-backing, anti-mass migration politicians is just a coincidence. I don't believe that for a second. One former Tory cabinet minister texted reporter Christopher Hope last night saying, "I didn't really believe in the Blob till now, but the events of the last few days, the repeated briefing against Suella and now tonight's action against Boris are beginning to make me think again." It is against the civil service code, by the way, to leak things to the press. This is a point I was very keen to drill down on firsthand with the Assistant General Secretary of a civil service union, the FDA, earlier this week. Now, she categorically said to me, there's no way that civil servants could have done that, i.e. leaked information about Suella Braverman's speeding ticket, without breaking the civil service code. I think it's worth looking into. GB News, as many of you will have seen, was voted the public's most loved news brand yesterday. And when you look at the press reaction to what could easily be described as a Tory witch hunt, it's easy to see why. Everybody else is falling over each other to aid and abet a massive stitch-up that the public don't really care about. I want a detailed investigation into our civil service, and I want the people who are leaking information to the press to be hauled before a committee and sacked. If we can lose government ministers, elected government ministers, by the way, based on lies spread in the media, if we have to endure wall-to-wall coverage of pointless allegations over minor issues that in no way relate to how well our country is being run, if we have things dragged up from years ago and for some reason now they're told that they matter to people like Robert Peston, then let's have a look at where all this leaking is really coming from. In my view, the Blob is real. It stands for bloody lazy, overpaid bureaucrats. It's time they were held to account. They're undermining democracy.